welcome to my live Forever in Motion class. My name is Kereen and I'm a recreation therapist with the Community Older Adult team, and I will be leading your class today. Now just looking at this, how this is coming up, when I am getting it ready, it looks a lot different than when I actually hit for it to go live, so adjusting a little bit. Okay, we'll stick with that for now. Okay, remember as always to work at your own pace. If at any point you're feeling pain, discomfort, or like you're overexerting yourself, make sure that you stop, slow down, or adapt whatever you're doing. We always want it to be a safe exercise class. The chair is there for whatever level of support you need. Either both hands on, maybe fingertips, or one hand, or hands just hovering above. Chair's there just in case you lose your balance and need to grab on. So, having said that, what you're going to need for today's class is a sturdy chair, your tubing or TheraBand, a good pair of running shoes, and your water bottle. If you have those things, we are good to go, and we will get started. I'm just going to move my chair out of the way here for a bit. Starting off with a march. Remember, most of the exercises can be done standing or seated, so feel free to do what works for you, what you need to do. And I already don't like the angle on this. We'll see if we can change that a little bit. No, other way. Hey, whoops. Did I end that? I hope not. Are we still going? Okay, keep going. That march, yeah, don't like that angle. Keep going with the march. Take the legs wide. Remember to grab a drink of water anytime you need. If at any point, you're feeling thirsty, like don't even wait to be thirsty, because by then chances are you're already dehydrated and we don't want that. So grab a drink of water anytime. Don't need to wait for me to tell you it's time for a drink. Posture. Shoulders should be back and down. Your core is engaged, so you're bracing your stomach nice and tight, so someone's going to give you a nice playful punch of the stomach. And you're either standing up nice and tall or sitting up nice and tall. Let's bring those legs in. We'll march with the legs in for a bit. Let's see. I think I pretty much mentioned all the pre-workout safety cues and what I needed you to grab. So let's take those legs wide again. And make sure you've got those arms moving nice and big too. We want to warm up upper body and lower body. And let's get going with wide, wide, narrow, narrow, wide, wide, narrow, narrow. Keep going with that for a bit. And I am one more time going to check and see what I see up here. Looks like it should be okay. Okay, and when we are going wide, wide, narrow, narrow, or any other move that you are starting with one leg and then following with the second, you at some point want to switch which leg you're starting with. So I am starting with my, actually starting with my right leg. And so at some point you want to switch which leg you're starting with. So I'm starting with my right, and so then when you bring that last leg in, instead of planting it flat, just tap and take it right back out. It's a nice, easy, quick way to switch which leg you're starting with. If I am going too fast, feel free to slow it down. 4, 3, 2, last one, and back to just a regular march. Like I mentioned, you're standing up nice and tall, chest up, shoulders back and down. Chest up as though you are showing off a nice new necklace or a new bow tie, whatever the case may be. That's one thing I find that helps me the most with my posture, not just keeping the shoulders back and down, but to actually being conscious and making an effort to keep my chest up. Okay, next move that I'd like to do with you is the hopscotch. So hopscotch front is what we're going to go for in 4, 3, 2, last 1. Let's go for hopscotch front. So you are either reaching towards or touching the opposite ankle in the front. And rather than reaching down, see if you can bring that leg up. If you can't bring the leg up high enough to touch, that's okay. Just reach towards. But that would be preferred rather than you reaching down to touch. And again, whatever pace works for you. It's your workout. It has to work for you. And we want it to leave you feeling good. Not in pain or sore. Definitely not in pain. If you are sitting, you can do the exact same thing seated. And 4, 3, 2, last 1, and back to a march. And next up, we'll go for tapping behind us in 4, 3, 2, last 1. So just tapping back, get those legs going first, and then we'll add in some arms. So we'll just press back with the arms and the shoulders. And then keep going with that a little bit more. And we'll switch that back up again in 4, 3, 2, last 1, and back to a march. And boy, it doesn't take long and I am thirsty, so feel free to grab a drink. Keep the legs moving. All right, and next up, we're gonna go back to that wide, wide, narrow, narrow. So let's just take the legs wide. Let's go straight into that wide. And let's go wide, wide, narrow, narrow, wide, wide, narrow, narrow. And you got used to that the first round, how to do the wide, wide, narrow and switching legs. I kind of gave you a slowed down version of that, but I'm going to give you another slowed down version of it. And what I want to do is we'll go wide, wide, narrow, narrow, and we are going to switch every second time. Okay, so wide, wide, narrow, narrow, wide, wide, narrow, narrow. So tap down here. You're just tapping and then go straight back out with that last one to come back in or out. Okay, so wide, wide, in, and then tap down here, switching legs, 2. So that one, instead of tapping or planting it, let's take it back out. 1, 2, tap down, 1, 2, tap down, 1, 2, tap down, 1, 2, tap down, 1, 2. Is that making a little bit more sense? I hope so. I just screwed myself up. Okay. There we go. Just like anything, if you overthink it, then you kind of screw yourself up. That's what I was doing, overthinking it. So you're just tapping down every second time you're bringing the last leg in. Does that make sense that way? I just totally screwed up again. Trust me, I can do this. There we go. Okay, now I want to actually keep both legs in, and holy smokes, that's probably the worst I've ever done that, but oh well, we all have our bad days, right? You get the idea. All right, we are going to switch that up to a hopscotch back. So reaching or touching opposite heel behind you. Like I said, it's either reaching towards or touching, so don't feel like you have to touch. If you are doing it seated, same idea, a little bit tougher, but you can still do it. And 4, 3, 2, last one, and just back to regular march. All right, let's see, what else did I dream up for you for today? Let's try, okay, we did the tapping back last time around, so let's tap, instead of just tapping straight back, let's tap behind and across. So I'm going to start with my left leg, so tapping behind and across. You may have heard us talk once or twice before about how crossing that midline, whether it's the left to right or front to back or upper and lower, if you cross any of those midlines, it's great for brain health. So we are crossing that midline, the left to right midline with the leg. How about we get the opposite arm going in there and cross the midline with the arms as well. If you find this tough, just go back to tapping behind, whatever works for you, or even just tapping behind and going across body with your arms only, whatever works for you, or just tapping behind without the arms. There's lots of different ways that you can modify these moves, make them a little bit more challenging or make them a little bit not so challenging, just depending on what your needs are. And 4, 3, 2, last one, and back to a march. Okay, so if you were hearing kind of a clicking, that was not my joints, that was my shoelace. Had myself wondering there for a bit. All right, next up, we are going to do that wide, wide, narrow, narrow again, but this time, instead of doing it every second time, I think I messed myself up because I was talking too much. Okay, instead of every second time, we are going to do singles. We're going to be switching which leg we're starting with. We're switching each time. So let's start, I'm going to start with my left leg. So wide, wide, narrow, narrow. When that second leg comes in, take it right back out. I think what's messing me up today is watching myself on the video here. Gotta not look at my video, not get myself on the video while I'm doing it. 4, 3, 2, last one, and just back to a march. Okay, was that confusing enough for you? It was confusing enough for me today. Like I said, one of those days. I seem to have a lot of those, don't I? Coincidence that it's my days when I do my classes? I don't know. Maybe that's just the effect of doing these classes on me. Okay. Let's see, how are we doing for time? I think I want to carry the cardio a little bit longer. So what we're going to do is the 1, 2, 3 knee, opposite knee, 3 knee, 1, 2, 3 knee. Remember, feel free to slow it down and remember your posture while we're doing all this. Another way, quick way of checking in with your posture is those ABCs of posture. A being your abs, B being your butt, make sure your butt's tucked in, and C being your chest, chest up and chin tucked. Okay, so just a quick check with that posture every once in a while. It's a good thing to do throughout your day. Okay, let's switch. Instead of knee, let's do a kick, 3, kick, 1, 2, 3, kick. And again, we're crossing that midline. And just to switch things up a little bit, we are going to, okay, let's stop on the spot here now. We're going to travel a bit with this. So we're going to travel forward, and then we'll come back, and then we'll travel to the side, and then forward and back. So it's going to be a U shape. So let's give that a shot. And I have to give credit where credit is due. This one is coming from my leaders out in Wynyard. Hello, Wynyard leaders, if any of you are watching at any point. So going forward, when we get to our forward spot, after 3, we are going to do a kick. When we get back to the corners, when we're going sideways and in the corners, that's when we're going to do the knee. So let's see. Let's start off with, let's try with the outside with the left. So 1, 2, 3, and kick. It's going to be the inside. 1, 2, 3, knee. We're going to have to switch legs. So let's start with the inside. 1, 2, 3, kick. The outside leg kicking. 2, 3, inside knee. 1, 2, 3, inside knee. 1, 2, 3, outside kick. That works. In order to not screw up, mess us up on the which leg we need to have to go sideways, we need to start out with a certain leg. How are we doing with that? Once you catch on, it's not too bad until you catch on. It's a little bit confusing. I do like this move though. Makes you think. And as, whoops, there I did it, screwed up. As we tell you, if it's something that makes you think while you're physically active, that's kind of like a double whammy for brain stimulation, because you're challenging the brain while you're getting all that fresh oxygenated blood up to the brain. How about this be our last one? And then back. There we go. And just back to a regular march. I am going to grab another drink of water. All right. I think we should be okay for time. Actually, you know what? Let's just cool down a little bit. Let's just do a nice and easy side step, step touch, whatever you want to call it. Let's do our diamond arms with it. Slowing it down. We want to bring our breathing rate and heart rate back down to normal. Get ourselves ready to move into the next phase, the next component, which will be our strength training. Okay, let's keep the arms going diamond. You can lower that a little bit if your shoulders are getting a little bit sore. Just don't have, try to have your shoulders relaxed, not up at your ears. So we can bring this down a little bit with our triangle. Okay, keep the triangle. Let's tap in front. Okay, and let's keep that tap, and let's switch the arms to bow and arrow. Let's keep the arms bow and arrow. Let's see, what else can we do? Let's switch the legs to a heel dig. So it's heel down, toe pointing up. Let's keep the heel dig, and let's switch the arms to jumping jacks. Let's keep the arms, oh boy, I'm running out of things that I want to combine here. Keep the arms at jumping jacks, and how about let's do a tap back. So kind of like the cross country. Okay, let's keep the legs tapping back for cross country. Switch the arms up to front and back to match. Slowing this down. I hope you're not getting fast with it. Deep breaths here and there. Breathe in, inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Let's keep the arms front and back with cross-country arms. And let's switch the legs to jumping jacks, low impact jumping jacks legs, tapping out to the side. And this one, if you're not used to doing it, this is probably one of the tougher ones that we've done today. But the good thing is that if you do find something challenging, it's important to keep trying it. Don't stop because it's challenging. Do it every once in a while and get good at it. Expand your brain. Create those new neuronal pathways. Okay, let's just take this back to a march. Shoulder rolls, nice big shoulder rolls backwards. And I am going to grab one more drink of water. You can grab your bands, and we will get ready to move into our, oh, you know what? Don't grab your band quite yet. We're going to start off with posture. So with our posture, what I want to do is the shoulder retraction and chin tuck. So I always want to say that backwards, chin tuck. Chin tuck, start off with that L. Put your thumb against your chest. Your index finger comes right against your chin, and then you pull your head right back. Hold it there. Don't tilt your head back, but pull it back, because we don't realize that we do jut our heads forward. So hold it there for a few seconds, and then release. And you'll probably find that when you do the release that you don't want to take your head that far back or forward anymore. It kind of feels funny to take it that far forward. So we'll pull it back one more time. While you're pulling it back, I want you to pull those shoulder blades back, squeeze the shoulder blades together and down as though you're going to be tucking them into your back pockets. That along with your chin tuck. Okay, and release, shake that out a little bit. Let's do that one more time. So start off with that chin tuck, take those shoulder blades back and down, tuck them into your back pockets. Hold that for like 3 to 5 seconds. Squeeze those shoulder blades together and down. Nice. Okay, shake that out. All right, now we can grab our bands and, like I said, standing or seated, do whatever works for you, or go back and forth. Your workout, do what works for you. So for the back, the first one that I'd like to do with you today is the back squeeze. So grabbing onto that band so your index fingers are either touching or fairly close together, and your hands are about armpit height, and posture, or your feet I should say, posture, your shoulders are back and down, core engaged always. Feet, you want a good base of support, slight bend to your knees, taking a breath in, and exhale as you pull the arms apart, pull those elbows apart, and then inhale as you release. So a nice, take a breath in again, and exhale, nice, slow and controlled. So out, 1, 2, in, 1, 2, out, 1, 2, in, 1, 2. Remember, exhaling on that exertion, inhale on the release. And the nice, easy way of remembering that are the first 2 letters of both of those words, exhale and exertion. So the EX, exhale, on exertion. Okay, keep going with that. And it is getting warm in here again. I'm going to have to switch on my fan right away. We'll do a couple more. If you want to challenge your balance, bring your feet closer together, narrowing your base of support. As we go, I am going to change my base of support with my footing and challenge myself more that way, okay? And we've done quite a few. Let's do one more. There we go. Shake out those shoulders. I have to turn on my fan. Holy. There we go. All right, next up, let's do the chest fly. So wrapping that band around the back of your, around your back. And I'm just thinking, when you're doing it seated, a nice way if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, or, you know what, instead of doing it standing today, why don't we do it seated? Because then you can challenge yourself more, either by wrapping it around. If you're doing it seated, you can wrap it around the back of the chair. You're sitting up nice and tall. For this, I'm finding because I'm sliding on my chair too much when I pull my arms forward, my bum is against the back, but not my back. Your arms are fully extended, but not locked elbows. Watch that band isn't gonna fly up on the back and smack you in the back of the head. So that's one way. If you prefer to do it standing and you want to increase the challenge, you can actually double up your band. Keep going with whatever you want to do there. Okay, so doubling up the band is another nice way of increasing the challenge for a lot of the exercises. You wouldn't want to do it for all of them, but there's some where it's like, yeah, okay, I can bump up the challenge. Even if it's just for a few of the repetitions, you don't have to do the whole set with that increased challenge. So don't feel like you have to do the whole 10 or 12 repetitions. If you try it hard, you don't have to do the whole 10 or 12 at the harder level. But it is nice to challenge yourself. That's where you see the improvements, or when you see improvements. Let's do 2 more. So we are exhaling as we're pulling together. And since this is a chest exercise, you should be focusing on those chest muscles as you're bringing together. Squeeze those chest muscles. And because I just told you that now, let's do one more. There we go. Whew. I can feel that one now that I doubled it up. Back exercise. I'm going to start showing you. The one that I wanted to pick today is kind of a combination of back and shoulders that we're working. So this is a diagonal shoulder raise. So I'll show you seated first. What you want to do is have the one hand kind of planted just below your hip or on the side between your thigh and your hip. And we are going to, with your other hand, grab on and just extend out. Exhaling as you extend out. So it's not, bending the arm. You could have, I don't want you bending your elbow to extend the arm. I want you to be using that shoulder. And we don't want to use too much resistance on the band because we don't want to overwork the shoulder. The shoulder joint is just a ball socket joint, most mobile of all joints, so the most prone to injury. If you yourself have never had a shoulder injury, I'm sure you know someone that has or had. So feel free to let up a little bit on the resistance here. And let's do two more. So I've got just a slight bend to my elbow, but you'll see that that extension isn't coming from me straightening my arm. It's coming from the shoulder. And last one. Okay, switching sides. You could do the same thing standing. You're just starting at the side here and just take it straight out. I kind of like it seated, so I'm going to go back to the seated version. Feel free to give yourself, and kind of experiment, give yourself more or less band as needed. And just kind of experimenting with it. Kind of feels, I like the range of motion better if I've got my hand, when I'm bringing my hand back, when I'm bringing it back to my thigh, kind of closer to my knee. And then I can feel like I'm keeping some of that tension on it. If you've got less space between your hands, then you don't need to bring your hand that far up on that close to your knee. Does that make sense? Let's do two more. And last one. Okay, shake that out. And next one. Okay, so that's shoulders. Now biceps. I want to, first of all, throw in another shoulder one. I'm doing a couple exercises here that are like two for one. Okay, so our lateral raise. So taking a breath in, you're standing on your band, take a breath in, and exhale as you bring your arms up to the side. Remember, don't take your arms any higher than your shoulders, but you don't even need to bring them up that high. If this is as high as you feel works for you, that's high enough. Once you start like struggling or losing your form, then that's high enough. We don't want you to hurt yourself. Okay, so there we go. We did some shoulder work already, so I'm not going to go too much on this. So let's stop there and switch to a hammer hold bicep curl. So your palms are facing in, thumbs are kind of up, same kind of grip as what we had for that lateral raise. And so we're gonna take a breath in and exhale as you are doing the bicep curl. So we'll do a few of those, and then my thought for today is to kind of combine those so that we have to think a little bit harder. And with one arm, we are going to be doing the bicep curl, and with the other one, we are going to be doing the lateral raise, and we will just alternate which arm is doing what. Okay, so we did a few bicep curls here, we did a few lateral raise, so I'm going to turn my right. When you're doing the lateral raise, have your palm facing forward. When you know what, it might be easier if we, how about we do a regular bicep curl. And then our palms are facing forward the whole time. We don't have to worry about switching. Okay, so my left hand is going to be doing a bicep curl. My right arm is going to be doing a lateral raise. And then switch. Ooh, this does take some thought. I like it. Wow, that does take some thought. Whew. I think part of it is, again, with the hand position. My hands keep wanting to switch which direction they're facing. I think I got it now. Just takes a little bit of thought. Okay, how about one more on each side? There we go. And shake that out. Tricep extension. So grab it into your right hand, throw it over your left shoulder, keep that there, and then with your left hand, grab just slightly down. And this time, keep your elbow kind of tucked in along your side. We're going to take that hand down. So take a breath in and exhale as you're extending down. Inhale as you release. This time, to challenge my balance more, I'm going to bring my feet in closer together. So keep going with that. Nice, slow and controlled with the arms. I'm going to change my stance a little bit, my base of support. So one foot in front. I'm going to actually change it a little bit more. I'm like on a tight rope, balancing my feet between my balancing my weight between my 2 feet. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, and we'll do 2 more. And this is the last one. There we go. Shake that out. This time grab it in your left hand, throw it over your right shoulder. I'm going to switch which leg I have in front. And so this time my right elbow stays in fairly close to my side. Take a breath in and exhale as you're extending down. Inhale as you release. If you are wanting to challenge yourself a little bit more, you can challenge your balance while you're doing this. You can bring your feet in closer together, so it's like heel toe. If you want to bump up the challenge even more, you could look from side to side while you're doing this. That definitely bumps up the challenge. Maybe stop your head when you're looking forward. Stop there for a bit before you turn to the other side, just to avoid any possible issues with vertigo, hopefully. And how about 2 more? And last one. There we go. All right, shaking that out. And grab onto your chair. And I actually want to grab another drink of water. I think we're done with our bands for now. You can get rid of that. Okay. Make sure I can have myself in full view of the camera or my phone. All right. Now I want my water bottle here too. For our core exercise, what I wanted to do is, I'm going to hang on to my water bottle. It's going to be a combination again here, another 2-for-1 kind of thing. The seated walk and the Russian, help me out here, the Russian twist, that's it. Okay, so we're sitting up nice and tall towards the front of our chair. You lean to one side, actually lift up that other hip and plant it down. So you're kind of like you're walking backwards. You get to the back of the chair, don't lean against the back, just get your bum against the back, and then start the reverse, walking towards the front. When you get to the front, if you have your water bottle there, you can do this with your water, holding your water bottle and your arms bent. Core is engaged. You're leaning back, tuck your chin as you go back, and then slowly turn to the one side with your water bottle, and then up to the front, and then to the other side, and then back up to the front, and then sit back up. And then let's go back into that seated walk. We're going to walk back and then walk forward. I'm going to do this one without my water bottle. So without the water bottle, just have your arms extended rather as opposed to bent. And then, whoops, I want to lean back first. Lean back and then turn to the side with the arms extended, and then to the front, and then to the other side. And then back to the front and sit up and go back to that seated walk. I'm going to grab my water bottle because I like doing this with my water bottle. Okay, and sit back, twist, nice and easy to the one side, and then to the front, pause for a bit, and then nice and easy to the other side, and then back to the front, and then sit back up. How about one more time? We'll do that seated walk to the back, and one more time to the front. All right, and then one more time for that Russian twist, leaning back, and then twist carefully and slowly to one side, and then back up to the front, pause, and slowly and carefully to the other side, and back up to the front, and then sitting up, and then we deserved a nice drink. So now we can get rid of that water bottle. Not get rid of it, but set it to the side. All right, next up, let's do some legs. How about some squats? We love our squats, right? So good base of support. You are sitting back as though you were going to sit down onto a chair, changed your mind, stood back up. So pushing down through the whole of your foot. Whole as in W-H-O-L-E, not H-O-L-E. And sitting back again, keep your chest up and then pressing down. And we'll do 3 more of those. Make sure that when you're doing that, you're not bringing your knee beyond your toes. And 2 more, and then we're going to do another 5, but if you can, we're going to slow it right down. If you are, keep going with your squats, if you're doing this seated, then you have a couple different options. You could either be doing that leg press with your band. Pretend I've got a band here. You've probably seen it before. Or you could just do a simple leg extension and hamstring curl. Okay, so those are your 2 different options if you're doing the squat seated. Okay, you've probably done more than the 5 regular speed. So now let's do 5 slow squats. So So going down slow, keep those knees back, and then going up slow, and take it down slow, and up. Squeeze those glute muscles together as you're going up, and down. We've got 3 more, and up, squeeze, 2 more, you can do it, and up, and last one, nice and slow, and let's squeeze those butt muscles, press in through those feet, and there we go. Good job. All right, now let's go for, how are we doing for time? Let's go for some ham curls, so hamstring curl. So just bringing that heel up behind, making sure that you are keeping your knees fairly close to each other. That knee is not coming forward. You're not bending at the hips at all. Flex that foot behind you. Nice, slow, controlled movements. The more you slow it down, the more it is going to challenge your balance. You can do the same thing seated. If you need to hang on to that chair for whatever level of support, totally fine. Do what you need to do. If, while you're doing this, you want to challenge yourself a little bit more with your balance, you can make sure that chair's beside you, first of all, right within reach, and you can look side to side again. Look to one side, look forward, pause there for a bit, look to the other side, look forward, pause, look to the other side. You get the picture. Don't forget to pause looking forward. How about we do a couple more? And one more each side. Okay, shaking that out. Hip abduction. This one is one of my favorites because it's so important. So we're taking that leg out to the side. You are maintaining, we all are maintaining our upright posture. You're not bending to the side to lift that leg higher. Take the leg out. You're turning your toe in, a little bit pigeon-toed. Maybe let's try pushing that heel back towards the back corner of the room. So this is where you want to be feeling that, right there. So this is a really important move, and slowing it down more will challenge your balance more too. This is the move, taking your leg out to the side, strengthening your hip abductors. That will help you with things like getting in and out of your vehicle, in and out of the bathtub or the shower. Really important to do that, or even getting in and out of bed. Very functional move. Slowing it right down. I'm going to slow it down even more. If you are doing it seated, keep going with that standing if you prefer. If you're doing it seated, I'm going to grab my band here again. I should always just throw it on the back of my chair. Seated, just taking the leg out to the side, keeping your knee above your ankle. To offer resistance, you could use your hands or the band wrapped around your legs. But again, making sure that the knee stays above your ankle. I actually really like that seated. So I'm thinking one of these classes, I'm going to do it all seated again. Okay, so that is it for our hip abduction. So let's do, how about get up onto your toes and 1, 2, 3 steps forward, and then 1, 2, 3 steps back. Let's just do that. We're on our tiptoes. sneaking out of the house. How many of you did that as teenagers? You don't have to admit it to me. Well, you can in the comments if you like. Actually, that would be really interesting. I'd love to hear how many of you tried sneaking out or did sneak out as teenagers. Okay, so one more time forward on your toes. One more time back on your toes. Then let's switch to our heels and let's walk 3 steps forward on our heels and let's go 3 steps back on our heels or more. 3 steps forward and 3 steps back. Keep that chair there. You might want to turn sideways to your chair to make sure that you don't lose your balance. That's a good way of making sure that you're safe when you're doing this. Don't I look graceful? Okay, one more time forward. And one more time back. Make sure you're still standing up nice and tall when you're doing this. Okay. Ooh, I can feel that one in my tibialis anterior, in my shin, for sure. Okay, now let's go up onto our toes again. We're at the top. Give that calf an extra squeeze. Your calves, I guess, not just one. Okay, and then lower back down. Back up onto your toes, raising those heels. When you're at the top, give that extra squeeze to your calves. And then lower. And one more time, raising those heels. At the top, give that extra squeeze to your calves. It's actually nice to have the chair here when I'm focusing on something else. And then lower. Okay, shake that out. And one more thing that I wanted to do with you today before we start with our stretching is the sideways reach and the forward reach. So sideways reach, you are reaching out, I'm going to try and go here, reaching out to the side, keep your arm parallel to the floor, not down, you're not reaching down, straight out to the side and then as far as you can, and then when you can't reach any farther, that opposite leg is going to pop up so you can reach just a little bit farther. Chair is there for whatever level of support you need. Okay, back down, move over, reach as far as you can. When you can't reach any farther, that opposite leg is going to pop up so you can reach just a little bit more. Okay, bring that back down, reach. Okay, and other way, reach. Remember, the chair is there if you need it. Okay, and let's do one more. I'll skip the forward reach. We'll do it next time I lead a class. Woo! There we go. Should have quit while I was ahead. The reason you want to practice in a safe environment like this is because we all do have to reach for things every once in a while. And if you practice that in a safe environment and get good at it, then when it comes to you actually having to reach for something in your everyday, regular life, then you're less likely to fall. Because a lot of falls do happen when people are reaching for things. All right, starting off with taking it into our flexibility component, starting off with a hamstring stretch. So you're sitting up nice and tall towards the front of your chair. Extend one leg, heel down, toe pointing up. We want to go for a stretch right here. So sitting up nice and tall, core is engaged. You are pivoting forward at your hips. And you should feel a nice stretch. If you're leaning on a leg for support, it is that bent leg. So when we're leaning forward to that 30 to 45 degree angle, hinging at the hips, you want your head, neck, spine to be in alignment always. So you're looking at the floor about 3 or 4 feet ahead of you. Pull that toe up more towards your shin. Move that stretch to your calf. Feel free to pivot forward a little bit more as long as you're maintaining that posture. You don't want to curve the spine to be pivoting forward. Okay, shaking that out. Other leg, heel down, toe pointing up. And pivoting forward at the hips. Feel a nice stretch in your hamstring. Bring the toe more up towards your shin. Move that stretch to your calf. And when you are stretching, slight discomfort is okay. More of a gentle pull would be better rather than slight discomfort, but as long as you're not feeling pain, and definitely don't hold your breath. Okay, shake that out. I'm going to turn my chair here and grab a quick drink. Going for our hip flexor quad stretch. So you're turning to the side, you've got one butt cheek on the chair, one off, sitting up nice and tall, core is engaged. This is where you want to feel the stretch. You may have to shimmy that back foot back a little bit more. So you're sitting up nice and tall, and if you want to feel that stretch a little bit more, you can lean back slightly. Some people like to extend up that same arm as the leg that's going back. Feel free to grab onto your chair for a little bit more support, either on the seat or on the back of it, whatever works for you. Usually what we do is we like to hold say to hold the stretches about 15 to 30 seconds, but really you don't need to be counting exactly. When you feel that you've got enough or you've had enough of a stretch, then you've had enough. Okay, again, the other side, sitting up nice and tall, core is engaged, feeling that nice stretch in your hip flexor and quad. Okay, and if you want to add in that arm, feel free. Help to stretch out the obliques a little bit, lengthen in there. Feel free to lean back just slightly. We don't want to arch the back, you're just kind of leaning back a little bit. Okay, how are we for time? Oh my goodness. I'm going to skip the next one that I was going to do with you. I'll show you what it was though. This one here. So feel free to do that. Pivot forward at the hips, gentle press on your knee. Don't have time to do it today, but feel free to do that after. And so, reaching up, we're gonna go for a tricep stretch. Reach up and gently reach down. Reach down between your shoulder blades, gently press on your elbow or in your triceps area. This is where you wanna feel the stretch. If you have shoulder issues and that's not feeling so good, feel free to take it across to the other side and give it a stretch that way. Shaking that out, reaching up and down. Gentle press on your elbow or your triceps area, whatever works for you. Feel a nice stretch. All right, bringing that down. Take one arm out to the side, bring it across your body from underneath, grab on, pull it in closer. I'm gonna sneak in some adductor stretches at the same time. Take the legs to the side. You can throw in some hand circles there. So you should feel a nice stretch in the back of your shoulder and your adductor muscle inside of your thigh. Reverse directions with your hand. Shake that out. Bring the other arm across from underneath, grab on, pull it in. Take the legs to the other side. Reverse direction with your hand. All right, shaking that out, stretch those arms out. Open for a nice big chest stretch. You can rotate those thumbs around, pressing the shoulders back. I'm just doing a quick little bicep stretch in here too, so you can feel this stretch, kind of take advantage of both at the same time again. Okay, shaking that out. Keep your shoulders level. Take one ear down to your shoulder. Opposite arm is reaching towards the floor. Head back up to the center. Other ear to your shoulder. Opposite arm reaching towards the floor. I'm going to have to allow more time next time also for the strength or the flexibility component. This is my favorite part of a class because it's so relaxing and feels so good. So next time, allowing more time for it. And head back up to the center, finishing off with 3 deep cleansing breaths. Inhale through the nose, exhale through your mouth. So take a deep breath in and exhale. Make sure you're keeping your chest up. Deep breath in and exhale. One last time, deep breath in, stretch it up, and we are done. Give yourselves a hand. I'm sure you did awesome. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment in here or to call or email, whatever you like. We love hearing back from you. Take care, everybody, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.